Yeah. Flight boss, nigga. Yeah. Angel may cry. Shed a tear. Create the whole building blocks of this world with that.
Dropping tomorrow. Best flow in the game.
Cycle. Let's get it. Yeah. Get better now. Think about the time I was left behind, got me feeling like I was a failure. Memories of mine, never feeling fine. It's a lot of things that I wanna tell you. Shit make you wanna holler, but I ain't started like a Marvin. But you know I come from Mars, so now if you talking Marvin, it's the Martian. Yeah, pass us the time. Keep your consistency, cause misery, that was a god. Yeah, you actually stars. And you was dangling from the sky, beautiful and glad that you are. I'm passing you fall. My inspiration come from patiently waiting this reality high. I'm laughing at y'all. Cause if you ever thought you was gonna beat me with that raggedy pride, let me tell y'all.
That's the best flow of the game. Daddy with the flow. Also better than Eminem. You know what I'm saying? Biz Markie. The dude that ripped the mic off LL Cool J arm. I forget his name. Cannabis. I eat him alive. I dare him to step. Oh, that. Welcome to Sun and Scorpio, Moon and Leo, flunked out buttercream energies, butterland, freelancing and landscaping. Can't construct your mind. Thanks so much for the donation, Beat all. I appreciate that for the bottom of my heart. You said you DM, right? You gonna hit win HPF said oh, you're real stuff. Anyone who read that comment gonna become a millionaire in the next couple of weeks. Real stuff, you know what I'm saying? Getting the loop system. I got a lot of work to do, but somebody tell Soldier Boy start a little podcast. Get me as the co-host. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. But let me get fit. I gotta finish everything first before I jump on anything real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is important when it comes to God work. Other than that, yeah, we're gonna get into some energies and talk about the sun in Scorpio, moon and Leo, and energies, how you can get flunked out anytime some moon energy or the sun or any type of energy in Leo. You know stuff getting ready to hit the fan. You know stuff getting ready to hit the fan. Oh, I'm saying real stuff hit the fan to the point that you don't even know if you're going through the propellers of the airplane, you're going through the helicopter wheel, you're going through God's wheel, chakra wheels, and foundation. However the case may be, you don't know. You just know you caught and chopped down Ganzanzui. You chopped in some goddamn Billy Blank Tabo energy, and now you gotta get your mind together because you ain't doing the right spiritual sensei, the right metaphysic kung fu, esoteric karate. You ain't listening to enough Archangel Uriel songs. See, that's the problem. You don't know nothing about esoteric karate and kung fu and having a higher hand and having a golden fist. You know what I'm saying? Having the keys to hell and knowing how to construct land mapping and landscaping. I'm saying real good land mapping and landscaping and circumstances. You can get your mind right and you can know like where to go, where you landing before it even appear to be that way in the third dimension. Hell, if you get deep in this enough, you know, people around you might even look at your one to a third dimension like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not going nowhere. That sounds like a dream. You got this, that, and the third you got to do first. So then they say, hey, I'm going to get this job or something. Like you might got a whole bunch of circumstances. Hey, don't forget about the fart cloud. You know what I'm saying? If you got the fart cloud right, it's going to lead you to the right actions to make everybody shut up. Make everybody around you shut up. Then you're going to start seeing, oh, what they put on as rose color, really agent glasses off Matrix, is really what they start saying. So they ain't even have to put on no glasses. I know in the spiritual world, they put on them agent glasses. And then that's when you know you're around an agent at the moment. And everything you made them shut up on was actually you making them take off some glasses. So once upon a time when they had those glasses, they only seen things through that filtering system. So of course you couldn't say anything and express a certain action to wake them up. You had to wait till you put the work in, your actions and moods and circumstances, and back to constructing energy and landscaping and land mapping. So that's how you plan out your situation, plan out your circumstance, your construct, the thing, the circle you're gonna sit in, circumstance. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to sit in that nation of forms that you created as a mind bending into the solid. The nations that they speak about in the Bible. Sit in that nation, situation that you're circling in. You know, because you stand in it. Because you got to lay in the bed that you made. So you got to stand in your bull crap. Circumstance. Standing in that circle, that circumstance, the circumference you created for yourself. Now you having a hall conference with all your flunked out buttercream angels and demons, thoughts and feelings, logic ideas, and emotional and flunked out disregarded lands. Thank you so much for the donation. Hell you. Hey, you said why English accent sounds so ugly in other languages. It is dirty and bastardized. Every language ever made is bastardized and things of that nature. Y'all didn't create the languages created by the people that created something for y'all to understand each other, especially when it comes to the clock and stuff like that. So you might be in one language and think one language sound nasty, and be in another language and another language sound like nasty. But the older the language, the weaker it is. The more update it is, the more universal it is, because they're all doing it. So at this point, Latin and English is the best dialect. It don't matter where you at in the country. Latin and English is the best dialect. You can go learn all them other languages all you want. You ain't gonna get nowhere in business unless you learn a little bit of Latin and English. You know what I'm saying? Then when English get old, outdated, and broken, they're gonna update it. Then it's gonna be an updated version of English and Latin. But English and Latin ain't nothing but an updated version of Hebrew and Greek. And Greek ain't nothing but an updated version of Coptic and the hieroglyphics. And then that's the beginning of the language. You know what I'm saying? Before that, it was you know what I'm saying? That's it. So in my mind, through an angel's eyes, all languages ain't shit. I had to give it to him one time, YouTube. I'm sorry. I had to. Hey. Get your sword. Get your sword. I said, get your sword. I'm saying, so when I read the Bible, it say the world was created with the word. I don't see the world being created with a word, like a word becoming physical. I see the world being created as morality, doctrines, and laws that some people created some words around as a spell. And when you put spellings together, That's what it looked like what a language is. So at some point, you know what I'm saying, the world was created when some smack monkey humans and came together. You know what I'm saying, that I still be arguing with today. I still be getting crumbs. I still be thinking certain things that make my mind easy that work against me in the future because I ain't got no other words to use, and the energy they put behind it only work for them to get the bread loaf. All kind of stuff. I'll be quiet the whole day. You know what I'm saying, for real. I don't game bang on nothing. Like, I only game bang on spirituality. So I don't wake up really game banging on cereal boxes and language and stuff like that. They all can go to hell to me. I say I'll wake up one day, be totally quiet. I say anybody who think they know me, like as soon as they do this, my eyes is closed. I don't even want to see no facial expression, nothing like. And they better hope I give reciprocation in that, and it better not go beyond that. Sometimes I don't want to see nothing the whole day. I don't want to hear nothing the whole day unless it's my stuff, my music and stuff. I say other than that, I don't want to hear nothing all day. Nothing, no commercial, nothing that pop on the radio, nothing that's no ad, no television screen, nothing. Real stuff. So sometimes this is about God. Anything can go to hell if it ain't got nothing to do with God. Language, one of them. I said once upon a time, God said, shut your mouth. Just shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? What comes with opening your mouth? A language. So if God says shut your mouth, language is included. You know what I'm saying? Don't hum nothing. You know what I'm saying? Ow, ooh, I don't care. Nothing hurt, nothing. Just shut your mouth, child. Be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Y'all better start learning how to follow God. I don't know what y'all be into down here for real. Y'all better learn how to start following God. Like, what y'all be into down here? Y'all got all kind of biases. So I guess you don't want to marry somebody because they talk Latin or they talk English or pig Latin or so now you done missed your whole soul partner, soul try everything because it was some smack monkey humans created. Divide and conquer energy. You know what I said? Don't let them get the best of us like that. All languages sound beautiful depending on what spirit is coming through. You know what I'm saying? Once upon a time, spirits like Hitler was born. Don't ever forget that. Don't never forget that. All babies ain't beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You just be saying, some people just be saying that for that We Are the World Michael Jackson song filling in the hospital rooms and stuff like, nah. Uriel tell the truth down here. Once upon a time, we had Jews and Hitlers being born. I don't think all babies do. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Thanks for the donation, Booty Berkeley. You got a channel. I appreciate that for Bob R. Real stuff. He got a channel. BD all got a channel too. But Jay, I'm saying, you ain't supposed to be what they call that. Discriminative. You ain't supposed to be discriminative. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to look at descriptions and know, like, you ain't no discriminate. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to discriminate. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody coming out somebody's ass or something like that, that don't mean that day, that'll be everybody beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Real, so why we got like history lessons and stuff in George Washington? You know what I'm saying? Taking over. You know what I'm saying? I think, man, everybody was a baby once upon a time, so you just can't be coming out your mouth trying to make a Michael Jackson song. We are the one. We are the people. Like when you just trying to make people feel good around you and your family and stuff. Man, that don't work for everybody. Or there'll be no such thing as a dude who created Heaven Gates. No such thing as Hitler. No, you know what I'm saying? You gotta think. Man, everybody was babies once upon a time, right? All right, start making sense. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. All right, we're 12 minutes in. Let's get into the astrologies. Let's get into the astrology. There's something. How do you think, my astrology? I forgot what he said. I forgot. Free Max Biggerville. All my life, something free and something my astrology, something. It was something. All right, but let's check this out. We get into astrology right now. Now, look, Sun is Scorpio and Moon and Leo. So, things gonna be hitting the fan when we in some type of energy of dealing with our emotions. You know what I'm saying? So your emotions, you might have some things you was keeping secret. You might have felt a certain way about somebody. You know what I'm saying? Your family member, that person you wake up next to, the slobber all over your face because you was on next to the pillow. You know what I'm saying? That person you clock in next to when you go in the back and you don't want to be there the minute you got there, like your job. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all got to do community type stuff because they called you to come in downtown and stuff. So you got to go down there and do jury duty or some stupid stuff like that. I ain't never did that. They ain't never do nothing to me either. I got called for that one time. They ain't do nothing. I ain't go. I ain't go. You know what I'm saying? Don't call me no jury duty. You don't just pick anybody out the blue through the phone book. I'm saying no Call of Duty energy. This ain't no big live video game. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. Y'all a bunch of strangers. Don't call me down here. I got PTSD and stuff like that. I got like brain murmurs and stuff. I got all kind of emotional traumas and stuff like that. How you know I like even being around people? How you know I don't need a straitjacket? How you know I ain't on medication and stuff like that and got kicked out of school and stuff because I can't be around people? You don't know nothing what's going on. You just want to pick somebody out the phone book, talk about jury duty, and you got to do this. So you get a ticket. Man, get this out of my face. Don't ever send this to no mail. That's real stuff. So I could have died the day I got the mail. Anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on. You don't know what happened. Don't try to give me a ticket. You don't anything. I could have moved to Minnesota. Anything. I could have moved to Nebraska. Ain't even in the same jurisdiction no more. I said, you better stop that. Better get the people y'all pay downtown to do that. I said, real stuff. I didn't get paid to do that. I ain't coming. I say real stuff. People got jobs, everything. You don't tell people to call off. You better go somewhere with all that. Shoot, I don't see y'all shortening up nobody's water bill to fix the streets. I don't see y'all shortening up nobody's cable bill when the electricity decide to go off for 2 days and 3 days and stuff, and they take all day to fix the poles and stuff. I don't see none of y'all jumping and running to go shorten and give discounts on nobody's bill. I don't think I'm about to jump up and go do no jury duty for free. I said real stuff. I'm saying. Oh, thrown out buttercream world. They just get the best of y'all in any kind of way, but don't let the government get the best of y'all. And they start, y'all got to look at the little stuff first. Then that's when they start seeing, we can't throw the big stuff at them because they doing the little stuff. When y'all don't even do the little stuff, man, they just throw the big stuff at y'all that look like soccer mom witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? A little league hockey player taking a football concession stand ice cream cone for $1 on the back of the truck running like 25 miles per hour and stuff like that, little dads and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They think they can still rock y'all to sleep with black and gray TV screens and stuff. Nah, it ain't that simple. But if you let them know that you attacking the little stuff, they won't hit you with the big stuff. When they see y'all distracted with the little stuff, they hit you with the big stuff. You didn't even know it was coming. Now you just got to survive. You already in some goddamn operational variable energy. So you just like struggling to survive. And whatever you thought you was independent on, they made you have to be dependent on them. And you got to wait till something float out the air, get something shot in your blood residual system just for them to open up the mom and pop stores again for you to have a job that's still crumbs. Oh, so it ain't about nothing. Jesus. Jesus Christ ain't about nothing. Let's get into this astrology. Let's stop fighting each other and fight them. We don't need to be fighting. We put the guns down, put the mental weapons up, and that's it. Once you're a mental pilot, you're going through all military warship, asteroids, everything. All battle warlords and golems and grimrocks in the sky, everything. Uriel show you how to do it. I'm saying change the piping system real good to the point that everybody around you and in the world, every time the shadow government try to like throw their little TV screens and make people getting more cable channels on with another remix version of their same cartoons, they just turn them into transmissions and stuff, and you don't know if they gender and stuff, right? You won't get lost because every time you see a color, a symbol, you can't stop but to think of the powerful spirit that transmuted that piping system. I said that's what I need to teach people. So anytime somebody go in esoteric world, have a dream about Walt Disney or something like that, you slide in there somewhere. And then that's when you know in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, boom, you didn't like bought all the buildings and Trump towers in Babylon. Now it's getting ready to manifest into the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension in a physical form in some way, shape, and that's what everybody need to do like together as a team where it makes the dream work. But it ain't no powerful spirits down here that always understand that mission. They pick missions based upon narcissism and stuff like that. So it'll be different stuff going on. So the whole thing don't even be about no more changing something in the world, business, entertainment, education, religion, or politics. It'd be like, I'm not getting no attention. Let me show this person some absence. You go to hell. It ain't got nothing to do with God. Oh, say that got nothing to do with out here changing the world. And they're like, say real stuff. Hey, you got the wrong point. You got the wrong idea about it. Other than that, yay. So look, check it out. We got the moon square in Mercury. Moon square in Mercury in Scorpio. So for the most part, when we got the moon in Leo, now you know our emotions going to be hitting the fan in some way, shape, or form. So for the most part, you might got some hidden emotion or something like that. It's going to create an event or a situation where it's going to have to be exposed. So if you got any bad seeds or any animosity or things of that nature, it will come up to the mother trucking surface.
So you need to keep that in mind too. And when it come up to the surface, you need to make sure that you in a circumstance or a situation where it's not a bad seed. Because if it is one, it might be something that you wasn't ready for it to be released. And you might have been upholding it or retaining it within because, for the sake of not ruffling the feathers, not creating no resentment, not burning no bridges because it's the fire energy. And right now, you might not even be able to hold it in. And it might be internally burning, or you might manifest around you someone else who got that internal fire to express something to make you react in a certain way. And then that's when the event is going to hit the fan. So keep that in mind too when it comes into Leo. And also, and Mercury. You know what I'm saying? Mercury being in Scorpio, we all want to think more strategic. So with the moon being in Leo, we may come up with a more thought process to be strategic when it comes to getting attention. So we might try to manifest situations of getting attention, and it may come up to an event or an outcome that we're getting attention for all the wrong reasons. Something negative, something in the dark, something we trying to expose to another individual. We put blemish and darkness on our light, on our shit, and put shade on our shit and things of that nature. Thank you so much for the donation. I love you. You love me. Let's get together, the soul family. Real stuff. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, yeah. So when we talk about moon square and Mercury, we all going to be thinking a little bit more strategic. But we all going to be trying to backstab another individual in some way, shape, or form, or feel like our passions, motivation, and our desires is not getting manifested. So we might try to put something in the dark or put ourselves in the dark of whatever we was in the light in. Whether that was a person, place, or thing. You know what I'm saying? Whether we was giving attention or however the case may be. So we might put ourselves in a situation where we trying to stab, sting ourselves in the process, or try to sting others. You know what I'm saying? And sting ourselves in the process, trying to sting another. Thank you so much for the donation, Sulada. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Real stuff. Then we got Moon square and Mars. With Moon square and Mars also in Scorpio, right? Now, we might have to learn how to come up with a more emotional stability when it comes to attacking our passions, motivation, and desires. Because right now, we might try to go for it and we want attention, but everything that we're coming to a conclusion to do may make us feel like we'll be vulnerable if we do it. May make us feel like we ain't ready, or may make us feel like something ain't constructed, or something ain't transformed, or something don't look like the way it's supposed to look. And we're behind closed doors in the dark, looking at that light outside of us as a dream, circumstance, or trauma, or something we need to transform as what needs to be worked on, what kind of passion needs to be directed in this area. And a lot of times, a lot of manipulation area could be, participated in when you're in that pondering state. So make sure you're not manifesting that. But with the moon being in Leo, you may not have the right emotional stability to go for it. So you might try to rig around it and express yourself in a certain manner to get a certain reaction based upon the attention to see if that's the right passion to actually go for and transform and bring to the light. And if you don't see that attention, then for the most part, you may create manipulating ways, or you may separate yourself from a circumstance and put yourself in the dark based on guilt or feeling like you're not good enough, or your pride or your ego being hurt or being stung by the Scorpio King stinging a Leo King. And that's when you're going to experience the 90-degree angle or the frustration between the sun and Mars. So make sure you're not participating in the lower octave energies of these, because we have no choice but to be experiencing the whole world in the lower octave energy itself, a square energy. So you need to be the more wise spirit to transmute it and put it on a higher octave so you don't lead to anger and aggression. The lower octave of Mars, and sting yourself. You put it in a higher aggression. Motivation, passions, and desires. But just because it's not being met at a timely fashion don't mean you need to develop thoughts and feelings of guilt and feeling like you're not good enough. And therefore, your passion to have better ideas. And then when the time and the stars align, it'll be more sufficient. So don't want to be able to trick you out of your position either. So keep that in mind. Also, we got Moon square Uranus and Jupiter. So with Moon square Uranus and Jupiter, right, now you need to learn. Now, we almost had a whole goddamn full grand square going on, but we don't. You know what I'm saying? This, a three-way match, like if we watching WWF in some way, shape, or form. But what's taking charge is Jupiter and Uranus, because we got two individuals, beating up on Moon, because it's only the Moon that's in Leo. And, Leo got two managers, but that's like Don King and Paul Bear walking to the ring with, Mike Tyson or Undertaker and the Kane. You know what I'm saying? That was their father, or they played father, but, the manager, how they came out with managers. So you have to look at it like that, because it's a trine. So when we got the North Node and Lilith in Aries, it trined the Moon, so it helps it, but it's not in Leo. So it's not in the ring. You see what I'm saying? And what's in the ring, squaring, is a versus match between Leo and it's getting jumped by the sun and Mercury and Mars, you know what I'm saying, which is they whooping up everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's like a three-way match right there. You know what I'm saying? With the sun, Mercury, and Mars being in Scorpio. And then you got Uranus and Jupiter being in Taurus. And you know, them is like fighting each other a little bit more, where Leo can have a breathing time. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime Leo step in, it get all obliterated. But then they can breathe a little bit because, you know, Taurus get busy with Scorpio because they're opposing, and it's 3 versus 2. And Leo is just the only one. And in that little breathing moment, it gets advice from Don King and Palm Bearer, aka Aries, the two planets that's in Aries at the moment, outside of the ring. And they could probably slide, you know what I'm saying, Leo, a knuckle brace, you know what I'm saying, slide a weapon or something like that, a chair real quick to hit the Taurus energies or the Scorpio energy blindsided in order for it not to experience so much negative energies. AKA your ego being hurt, your pride being hurt, your feelings being hurt, the light you express from the inside out, internal yang fire, being put down, being put out. And you know, that's the worst thing for a Leo, even more so than Sagittarius and Aries. You see what I'm saying? So, when we're in this match, right, now, the forces is going to be through the filtering system of the planets. So that's how you're going to know who got more force, right? Now, even though Taurus got Jupiter and Uranus kind of old. That's like Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Jupiter, more young and agile, more wise, but it's still like elder a little bit and things of that nature, but not as old as Hulk Hogan. So, you know what I'm saying? That'd be somebody like Chris Benoit. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, homeboy. So to be like Hulk Hogan and Chris Benoit right now, right, when it comes into Jupiter, experiencing that figure four leg lock in some way, shape, or form, or that, you know, you really can't be agile, so, you know, your finishing move just might have to be a leg drop when you Uranus in this thiggity thing. Thank you so much for the donation, Van Waddy. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. But it still get the job done. See what I'm saying? That leg drop, you ain't getting up once Hulk Hogan hits you with that. Now, for the most part, that lets you know it's still something you need to change. You still might need to go to Planet Fitness to get your kneecaps to not have so much arthritis and water retention and things of that nature. So, you know, you could get up tomorrow and get that $1 million check from that Mason Vince McMahon. Hulk Hogan Uranus. Right? Now, when you look at the Sun, Mercury, and Mars, that's in Scorpio. Now, they tearing things up. These are the young, agile, hardy boys. You know what I'm saying? Cruiserweights. You know what I'm saying? You got the Sun in Scorpio. This is the young Undertaker, though. You know what I'm saying? The young Sting and this diggity thing. Then you got Mercury, right? That'd be the young Undertaker or the young Kane or someone. You know, something that's taking you underneath in some way, shape, or form. Then you got Mars. You know what I'm saying? So Mars, the giant, and all just coming in and just smashing everything. I'm trying to think of scary people. Not scary people, but, you know, dark people. That's like Aries and Scorpio energy. So, you know, Undertaker kind of represented Scorpio and Kane represented Aries. You know what I'm saying? So you can look at it like that too. You know what I'm saying? Batman represents Aries. Joker represents Scorpio. It's a lot of all movies be doing stuff like that. Like even when it comes to when it comes to the people that's like peace or like punks, they're not anti-heroes, then it's the Venus energy. And it'll be the two characters of Taurus and Libra. And I ain't mean to say punk, but you can kind of look at it through Dragon Ball Z and things of that nature. Shout out to Fresh and Fit. And Cell Saga is the best. Don't get that messed up. Don't change your mind. Say no free. Cell Saga is the best. That ain't nothing get you more hit in Dragon Ball Z than the Cell Saga. I'm saying, real up. But what was my point even? Getting into that. What was my point? Oh yeah, the Libra energy. So Goku is the actions of Libra, and Vegeta is the actions of Aries. So it's more about Libra. So when you get to goddammit Goku, before Vegeta even come, is this Dragon Ball. So the main characters is Goku and what's Vegeta's wife? Bulma, right? That's Libra and Taurus. Bulma sit there, made everything practical, made everything make sense. She was she who is Goku loved and and not love like relationship, but best friend. And that was his other half, his balance. Without Bulma, Goku wouldn't have known about nothing. You know what I'm saying? But when you think about Bulma got money. You know what I'm saying? Bulma family got money, stability, security, and Goku all about love and stuff, separating from the demon urge of being a Saiyan and going to the love higher chakras, vibrational chakras, caring about humanity and stuff like that. So, he did a lot more fucking and fighting. Know what I'm saying? But it was an allegory of them trying to show you love is more powerful than hate. This is why he was able to become a Super Saiyan before Vegeta. Because Vegeta always doing something with a demon urge, an expectation. He always expect to be first. He was the first prince. So that's always the Aries energy. But when you use too much anger and passion, or Scorpio strategic energies, you finish last and things like that. Because sometimes you got to do things out of love. But it can be in vice versa too. But I'm just giving y'all the comparing and contrasting energies. Where you can see certain shows is based on templates. So it's based on the planet, but everything is thinkers and fillers. So when you get to the fillers, they're ruled by the same planets. And when you get to the thinkers, they're ruled by the same planets. So for the most part, there's certain movies totally based on either Mars or Venus. That's why they say all men are from Mars, all females are from Venus. But it's an allegory of thoughts and feelings. So if it's a movie more about feelings and compassion, it's going to be more Venus nature. And the main characters are going to be playing out energies of Taurus or Libra. Or two characters that's the main ones is going to be a representation of Libra and Taurus. And movies about action and fighting and stuff like that. And and adventure. These are more correlated to Mars and stuff like that, and then destruction and stuff, and scary movies. Now, when you get to like suspense, that's Mercury. Anything dealing with suspense, that's Mercury. So they're going to be characters that play out energies of Virgo or Gemini. There's going to be someone who spew everything they ain't supposed to spew to destroy your plan. That'll be the person playing a Gemini energy, and it'll be someone who sit back and practicalize and Dick Tracy something, or sit back and Inspector Gadget something. That'll be the Virgo person. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you know how to read those movies, because it's all made when you look at the construct of how they're making these things with the allegories and the witchcraft. You'll be able to clearly know what the as above, so below Kabbalah pinpoint that they're pinning on. So you'll know what moral they're pulling out of the movie. What regardless of what the movie about, it's always predicated on a moral. Just why you can go to movie themes. You go watch a romance movie, the character, but there's many different patterns, many different type of romance movies. You know what I'm saying? Comedy movies. You know what I'm saying? That's more Jupiterian. You know what I'm saying? This is why it's easy for cancers when they become higher octave in their life. If they ain't go through a lot of traumas, and they go through and they become the higher octave, and they not in their lower octave moods, it's way easier for cancers to become comedians and things of that nature, because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. And anytime you could take an emotional trauma and make light of it, this is what other people wish they can do. And that's the trick of comedy and things of that nature, to the point that you don't even necessarily have to be funny. If you understand the mechanism of comedian, you could still be a comedian and people react as laughing and calling you funny. So you could be a dry comedian like Dave Chappelle, but knowing the mechanism. Him being around others, he probably just learned it by default because people was teaching him, but based upon his Virgo temperament, he's still dry. So it's still able to work for him based upon him being around others and by subconsciously just being around and developed his mind to do the mechanism. But if you understand it how I'm teaching you and just know that's the mechanism, you could just jump into it and just do the mechanism. And you could never been a comedian ever. That goes for music, everything. How you think Uriel do stuff? Just learn the mechanism. Once you learn the mechanism, just do it. The outcome always works. If you just do that, it ain't no right or wrong to life. It's just a right way of doing a mechanism and a wrong way of doing the mechanism. In life, everybody be in polarizations. So what people be claiming was right, what could be right for someone could be wrong for you. What's wrong for you could be right for someone else. So that's lost into a bias. When you get to an unbiased perspective, objective, and then you get to that equilibrium space, you will start to see it ain't no such thing as right or wrong from that perspective. The only thing that's the spell of that term right and wrong is you're either doing the mechanism right or you're doing it wrong. And sometimes when you're doing things your way in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, you could do the mechanism right in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension based on it being indifferent than someone's bias. They may think whatever you doing that's right with the mechanism is wrong in life. And it would take them to go through their personal experiences to realize whatever you was doing was actually right. You know what I'm saying? It's deep. It's deep when you work for God. You can't be lost in people's humans and opinions, circumstances you in to make you redirect your path. You can't be lost in that type of stuff. Like it's easier said than done because that's the uphill battle. Like life will kick your ass every day. You would think like, damn, all right, let me get it, and then something else will come. If it ain't one thing, it's another type energy. Yeah, trust me. It's easier said than done. When you try, though, just the simple fact of you trying, your spirit is in that space of being aware. When you know better, you do better. God always give you better abilities. God always give you better abilities. You see what I'm saying? Thank you so much for the donation, David Chatty. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. You say, hey, is there a mechanism for being able to freestyle rap? Yeah, there's a mechanism for everything. This is what I do. But when you see people who get like famous in the world for it, they stumble in it by default. And then people be having to push them at times and push them in studios or push them to act and actress and stuff like that. But when you like a wise spirit and you ain't got no indoctrination, you know all the creativity because the stuff we're using, like language and how we're coming up with the thing we call creative, is constructed from a person's idea. So when you understand we all got the ability to construct the idea, your starting point is more broad on how to even make a creative attribute beyond what you're using to make whatever you're thinking and calling creative. You see what I'm saying? And therefore, when you start to understand those mechanisms, then you will start to peep game. You'll be like, oh, this is what it's doing. And you'll figure out the best way to do that, the best godly possible way to do that and beat everybody in that world because you just understand the mechanism. So you end up doing it like it's easy, like it's nothing, like it's a breeze, like it's just come out like water because you understood the structure. I always like to make this example, right? It's like learning math. And let's say you get into multiplications and the nine times multiplications. If you just understand the pattern, you don't got to know what 9 times 9 is. If you study the mechanism of 9 times 1, you'll understand the character of the 9 timetables. So you will see all the patterns, even the ones you ain't learned yet. You'll be able to put the next pattern together if ain't nobody taught you it yet. So you'll automatically know what 9 times 9 is just by knowing the mechanism from understanding 9 times 1. You get it? So it'll be a breeze to you. You might have never got taught what was 9 times 9. And when you get into that class where they teach it, you already know it because you learned the mechanism. You ain't had to go through first grade, second grade, if they was teaching us each multiplication, like at each grade to make it an example. If they was teaching each at, like, let's say you reach 6th grade for them to start teaching the 9 times tables. Soon as you get there, you would get skipped. You'll be an honor student because in the first grade, you understood 9 times 1. So everybody who had to learn and get good grades to learn 9 times 4 in 4th grade, then 9 times 5 in 5th grade. Then when they get to 9 times 9 in 6th grade, you could have skipped all them because you knew the mechanism. Your comprehension was up. Your comprehension was up in 1st grade more than everybody else's. And then everybody else, it wasn't their fault. They was indoctrinated. They was raised to learn, oh, you got to get this good grade. You got to go to honors class. They wasn't trained with their brain to learn to ask the right questions when you at these grades that you could skip. You see what I'm saying? To ask the right question. The right question would have been like, so if 9 times 1 is this seems like a pattern. So wouldn't 9 times 9 be this? You would be the one who breaking the generational curse. That's why I be telling people, don't be accepting generation. Like, we are the one. We supposed to be for our people. No, only people who talk like that is people who born out of incest. Because last time I checked, it's always a handful of people trying to break a generational curse. Because they always around a bunch of retards. So don't be doing that. You'll get dragged down in that crab in a bucket energy in the most highest spiritual way where it's unobservable. Where it's so subtle, it'll take you 10 years of your business getting shut down by people you was trying to help, but they was reprobates. You had no business sharing your spirit with them. No matter if y'all share background, skin colors. It ain't got nothing to do with that. You gotta get with the people that y'all think are like soul group, whether they're the same, and then everything is simultaneous and in reverse. So then what we do is how we do it. It'll be like the same thing, no matter if it is the same background or same race or whatever like that. When you're doing it for God, it is just different. No matter if it look the same. The energy, the vibe different, the outcome's different, the people, the circumstance. And that's spirituality for y'all ASSs. Now, look, also, because I want to get into the houses too. So we got Moon Square and Mars. And like I said, it's going to be this death match right now, celebrity death match, where we got all these celebrities right now coming on VH1 wanting to fight. But we know that Mars is winning. It's 3 of them, and they're young and agile. It's the cruiserweights. You know what I'm saying? It's like Rey Mysterio, Psychosis, and things of that nature. and they just jumping off the ropes, doing all kind of slingshots and stuff. So when it comes into our actions, the way we think and our passions, that's going to take more charge. But we're going to feel restriction and boundaries when it comes to expressing our uniqueness and our individuality to make money in that way, aka Uranus and Taurus, and us trying to experience expanding our business or stability, security, material, maternal. Jupiter and Taurus. That's where we're going to meet that budge, that frustration, that opposing energy, because that's the only ones that's fighting right now. Hulk Hogan and Young Sting. So they're fighting right now and things of that nature. So, you know, even though you might go for your actions to be for your passions, the way you thinking, you know what I'm saying, and your motivations and your desires with Mars there, you're gonna meet some resistance of it being looking like it's unique right now. You're gonna meet resistance in it appearing to be individualistic. So you might need to still have others that you can associate yourself with, so it doesn't seem to be weak during this particular time. And then, because that's Uranus and Taurus, and when you're trying to experience or expand your money or stability and your security and your support, Jupiter and Taurus, you may meet blockages there also when it comes to taking actions towards your passions. You might not see the materialization or the manifestations as fast. So don't allow that opposite energy to make you run in the opposite direction and start playing self-sabotaging situations due to the fact of not being aware of these energies are opposite. You know what I'm saying? These are opposing right now when it comes into the Taurus and Scorpio energies. Sun, Mercury, and Mars, Scorpio, and Uranus and Jupiter and Taurus. So these is in the energies right now that they're opposing. So that's why you're going to be butting heads. Now, depending on if you got a lot of water and fire in your chart, you may be more on the side where you're more supported and being able to express your uniqueness and your originality and being able to make a little money off of it, or stability or security or support if it ain't money, and being able to expand when it comes to your security and support, whether it's relationships or business and things. But you may lack when it comes to taking action because you get supported by others in this area, aka the opposite energy, Sun and Scorpio. Or you may lack when it comes to developing your idea about the thing, or you may lack when it comes to it being fully your passion. It may have a lot of other hands in the cookie jar. You know what I'm saying? Which it ain't a bad thing, but you might see those energies and might figure out like, damn, where can I get this? I deserve more. You might be seeing that a little bit due to the fact of it still being an opposite energy. And you more on the water or the earth side. Now, if you're more on the fire and the air side, you may have manifested more circumstances of the water, the fire and the air. You may have manifested more situations of my bad. The fire and air might have manifested more situations from the earth. The water and the earth may have manifested more situations from the sun, Mercury, and Mars. Fire and air signs, you may have manifested more situations from the earth element right now. So keep that in mind too. Based upon your actions in itself, it may manifest more situations of being able to make money or being able to be secure when it comes to relationships, business opportunities, or prosperities with the Taurus energy and Jupiter and Uranus. Now, if you water or earth, you're going to probably be more on the side of having better manifestations when it comes to taking actions towards your passion, when it comes to thinking and sharing ideas, or when it comes into you actually being motivated or expressing your anger and aggression with Mars being there. But you may lack being able to make money and stability or express individuality and uniqueness or being able to expand in that area. So you're finding something to fight. And it's the other way around when it comes into the air and the fire signs. Y'all might be more predicated on being able to gain stability, make money, do this particular time, express your uniqueness, express your individuality. But when it comes to taking action towards your passions, or when it comes to taking actions towards sharing ideas and things of that nature, people may be opposing to how you speak or how your ideas may be and things of that nature. Or when it comes to your motivations and your desires, you may be on your own in that area. You see what I'm saying? Or you may be getting hated on or jealous, or people jealous about you and stuff like that. So keep that in mind too. So that's how it's going to play out for those energies. Now, when it comes into Moon in conjunct Neptune. Moon in conjunct Neptune in Pisces. So we're going to have a misunderstanding when it comes to what we want to emotionally express, when it comes to our dreams, imaginations, and our fantasies. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be in a situation where we're going to be like, okay, I got this dream, I got this imagination, but if I express this might make me feel embarrassed. I haven't seen no reciprocation. I haven't seen this. And you might try to manipulate an action to show a certain expression to make it appear that way. But for the most part, this is where your ego going to get hurt, because you're going to jump real high ain't gonna meet a fall because it ain't that type of time right now. This is what everybody trying to do. And this is how you're gonna manifest hitting energies of hitting the fan. So don't get lost into a delusion during this particular time based upon wanting to get some type of attention. You're gonna get all the attention for the wrong reason. And here's the thing, online made that possible. So everybody is trying to get attention off their trauma. Just like the title. Everybody is trying to get attention off their trauma or what they have taken power and control over. Whether they was the first about something, whether someone took their style, copied them while they was on stage, or had this expression and made them feel like they should have been the ones in that light. A person be expressing that right now, or expressing everything that they have taken control over, and for the most part, they're the center stage of that energy. So don't become too egotistical if you're around your family members also, and you've done a lot of things for them that was positive. The negative energy doesn't even make it seem like it's even valuable anymore. Thank you so much for the donation, Nagashura88. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. And Royal Black. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I mean, real stuff. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep this channel free, because this channel ain't shadow banned or put in the little blockages and stuff like that and things. So based on how I come and I don't get rocked to sleep and stuff like that. Everything be how it's supposed to be in the world. Archangel Uriel. Don't ever let the world be more distracted from God and Uriel. This is the most important thing in the world. Now, like I said, Moonshine Chiron. So for the most part, we also in a situation where, you know, you got this gift to feel like that you get ready to make a mistake if you express too much energy. So like I said, all alignments ain't good alignments. Some alignments put you in a situation where, you know, it might be considered a trine or a sextile, something positive, but it could be positively negative. AKA, you good at going to jail. You good at losing money. You good at losing circumstances in your life and things of that nature. You good at making other people's life miserable and stuff like that. So you want to make sure you ain't in that kind of energy. Because we can feel like whatever we get ready to express could put us in the circumstances of making a mistake, and we'll be on our own if we make that mistake. And we might be looking at our circumstance like we might not want to be alone in that area. So keep that in mind too. So keep that in mind. But when we start to talk about Aries, it ain't necessarily you're going to be making mistakes, because it's your passions, motivations, and your desires. So you don't even need to be thinking about it like that. So only reason you probably thinking about it like that is because you probably not expressive enough anyway. So you didn't go through enough situations of people telling you this phony, or people telling you this is lit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it ain't even about validation either. Because a lot of times when you got validation issues, without no sense of reciprocation, you won't have the courage or the compassion to do what you necessarily need to do. And that's when you know you living for others. You're not living for yourself. So you need to put yourself in a situation where you're living for your gifts and your talents, not necessarily the reciprocation from other people who's supposed to be developing gifts and talents will give you. And you ain't gonna find nobody in the world who got a gift and talent to give you all their attention. You know what I'm saying? So you need to keep that in mind too. So you need to be applying them with something, and they can apply you with something. Teamwork makes the dream work, and therefore some consideration can be played out in the world where you actually can manifest and materialize, or you just some demon running around and you ain't got nothing to offer for yourself or others. And God don't like those type of individuals. Also, so and then we got Moon trine in North Node. So with the Moon trine in the North Node, you know what I'm saying, this puts us into a situation where, you know, your spiritual path wants you to be more of an individual, wants you to go for things, whether it might not work or whether it work or not. Go for it. But for the most part, you might be feeling embarrassed. With Chiron there is going to make you sit back and go back to the esoteric drawing board and not put that thing online, or not express that new creative gift or talent. And for the most part, this is you getting lost in validation again, where God needs you to do things for God, and God ain't going to hit no like button. You know what I'm saying? God ain't going to put you in no situation where you need to expect some type of thing in the external world for you to be like, oh, okay, let me keep going. I seen that angel number, or I got that money. No, God want to see if the goal is more important. And that goal need to suit you, where you got a form of satisfaction in it. And when you got a form of satisfaction without no expectation of the external world, it's pure enough for it to get a piece for God. And when God can get a piece of the energy that was just for yourself, for you, and you feel good that you just did it, and you got only upset when someone or a thing or a place was stopping you from doing it, that's when God could take that purity piece and give you something bigger in the gas and liquid world. A blessing. You'll never be less, but of an all possibility bigger space that you was in, that you could create a bigger form that's bigger than you, that you're less than, that you can use in your little small limited possibility forms to make it look more possible, then that's a blessing. And then for the most part, that's what God needs you to be in. So God needs you to know that you will never be less. But God needs you to know you can receive this blessing because you know you ain't all possibilities and things of that nature. So you can never be God because you ain't all possibilities. You ain't all space. You just got your own individual space. But when you're doing things for God, you could get a piece of all possibilities just in your limited small way that look like God in a little way that you can express through your little vessel. And therefore, that's you adding a piece of God here. And you expanding the universe, bringing atmospheres, bringing new vibes, new energies. You know what I'm saying? And bringing all that stuff down here and stuff like that. Real stuff. But yeah, let me finish these readings real quick and stuff like that. You know, I just finished all the everybody. Shout out to all the people, celebrities in the world that's trying to become celebrities, y'all in the government positions and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I just cleared up all the readings. I came back down to earth for all the regular people because I know y'all still need readings too. So I'm about to finish up all y'all readings right now and stuff like that. Dropping a mixtape tomorrow. Angel May Cry. A flow y'all never heard before, sounds y'all never heard before, and things of that nature. I'm updating the IG. You know what I'm saying, for y'all can get used to that and things of that nature. And let me go ahead and set up things in this little building and stuff like that, and I'm gonna get straight so we can have a little back platform and black background and stuff like that, so things can be a little bit more professional and stuff, so y'all can start seeing me fly out celebrities and stuff like that too, as far as having interviews and stuff like that. But other than that, we taking the world and we getting a spiritual twist on everything. And I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart, and y'all keep y'all spirits protected. Don't want to put on that.